Good morning, everybody. Hello. Welcome to the first 30 minutes of the live, where we're just going to be over here. We don't have to deal with trolls for 30 minutes. Good morning, Angel. Hey, Aaron. Hey, Clara. Hey, Jeremiah. Hey, Laura. How are you guys doing today? Good morning, Courtney. I'm doing good. My back is still hurting. I hurt my back. I don't know what I did. Hurt my back. And it's been on and off, just really hurting. So, joys of getting older, I guess. Hey, Julie. Be interested to see how many people. Obviously, the first time I do this, it'll probably be lower, but as I announce that I'm doing it, hopefully more people will show up in the first 30 minutes over here and realize how much better it is. Did you guys see that Israel fired missiles into Gaza and then was like, "Oh, no. Okay, we did that. The ceasefire's back on." The dumbest thing I've ever seen. It wasn't an oops. It was the Gaza broke the ceasefire, so we're going to fire a bunch of missiles in. And you know, now the ceasefire is back on. It's the same thing they did last time. It's the exact same thing as last time. Dementia strikes again. Well, you know, they are friends with the current administration, so. Good morning, Steffi. Republicans and the Brazil tariff. What's going on with that? Oh, for BB and Trump. Maybe they will be mates. Maybe. I do have a sweater weather hat on today. Yeah, you know. So my office is kind of small. And my computer and my monitors warm it up pretty well, so we don't have heat on pretty much in the rest of the house. Because the computer does pretty good job keeping my room warm. Oh, they voted it down. Oh yeah. I saw that. The tariffs. Yes. Yes. I remember that. Just started listening to Kamala's book, and it's making me so mad and sad, but just came to the part where she met with Netanyahu. Oof. Trying to put a 50% tariff on goods from Brazil, and they said, nope. How about those files? Right. How about those files? Sorry, I wanted to get some music on. And supposedly this is YouTube safe. So. Just wait till you hear about Shapiro. Interesting. Spill the deets. Oh, I wanted to add something else into... There you go. Gotta add that. Spill the tea. Can't imagine her ever running again after that book. True. I want to see. She had to explain the job was vice president, not co-president. Really? What's up, Philip? I'd like to say I'm surprised, but I'm not. So we need to make sure we remind everyone that from this point on, except maybe on Friday, because Fridays are just going to look a little different as a whole. We're going to be doing the first 30 minutes of every live only on YouTube. So we can kind of talk and chill and enjoy ourselves without the craziness that is the TikTok trolls. So basically 10 o'clock we'll go live on TikTok. But for now, we'll enjoy it. How you doing, Amanda? Good morning. Wait, what, Claire? Who wanted Shapiro? Interesting. Very interesting. Guys, make sure if you haven't hit that thumbs up that you please do. It's an interesting read or listen. Yeah, sounds it. Probably piss me off, if we're being honest. It would probably piss me off a lot. Not that it would be surprising, but we live in a really crazy world right now. It's really, I was watching a video today of a reporter who went to Maine to see what the response was from the people in Maine to Graham Plattner's, like all of that stuff with Graham Plattner. And it seems like Maine doesn't care what the rest of the country thinks about Graham Plattner. Or at least his supporters. Did you hear that Colorado governor released $10 million for food banks and pantries? Well, good for them. That's awesome. Tried reading Virginia Guffey's memoir and I can't even. It's a tough read, I bet. I don't buy books anymore. I've moved too many times and with them packed, and now I'm old and can't live. So Audible it is. Same. I Audible everything. Audible everything. keeps getting reelected. Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong, Philip. You're not wrong. Can't retain the information from physical books anymore, nor can I concentrate on them. So audible books is it for me. It is for me too. Yeah. The American people failed a lot of people and groups. It's kind of somewhat depressing, if we're being honest. I only made it Dad and Forrest had to stop. Audiobooks are great for me because I earbud at work all day long. Yeah. I like listening to books while I do just things around the house. Yeah. I'm on chapter 16. I really wish she would have outright named some of the people. She just calls them billionaires 1 and 2. Yeah. Hey, Robbie. I listen to audiobooks now. Reading is difficult since the stroke. That's fair. Sure, there are good reasons. Well, yeah, naming a billionaire would be a very frightening thing, I think. Naming a billionaire. In the in the current society we live in, naming a billionaire would be a frightening thing, I think. Just for everyone that has come on just recently, just so you know, the first 30 minutes of every live from this point on are going to be YouTube only. So we'll be going live on TikTok in about 10 minutes. So from 9:30 to 10 o'clock every morning will be YouTube only. So if you want to not have to worry about, if you want to come and have a talk and not worry about trolls for a little bit, you should definitely get on. Yeah, well, we're trying to get more people to move over to here, and so far it's starting to work, but it's slow. We're getting there. Almost. So, I'm losing. I started this channel about a year ago, and or at least started trying to grow it. And I had a massive amount of views right around now. And in order to get to the point of being able to have subs, or technically it's joining and monetize, it has to be within a year that you get it. And so those views are all going away, but I'm making up a lot of them. So we're actually getting close to the point where you can actually join the team. And once I get to that point, I'll start making member-only content too. You can become a member, I guess that's what it's becoming. Oh yeah, Aaron made a bingo card. Good morning, Jennifer. How are you? Good but tired. I feel that. My back has been waking me up a lot, or making it hard to go to sleep. Just finished working. Would have thought they would be back on some. Oh my gosh. We don't need to spend time trying to open the government up. Let's focus on an auto pen. Right. Right. In general, Laura, right above where I announced that I'm doing this for 30 minutes. Guys, if you're here, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Don't forget to like the stream. Helps push it out to other people. Right now we got 16 people in here and only 8 likes. And hit that heart button too, because that is considered interaction with the live. So tapping that heart also helps. Talking about bingo cards for over a week. I thought it was time to actually do it. I appreciate that, Aaron. Do you need a link, Philip? I can get you a link. Here, for anyone not a part of it. We'll even pin it. I need to find something different. I don't like this music. Invite invalid. All right, hold on. I'll unpit that. I will try again. All right, let's try this. It is different. Hopefully it'll work. Trying to think of what other things were going on that we should talk about before we have to use special words, or before I have to use special words. The hurricane. I feel bad. I've seen some video from Jamaica. That's gonna be, yeah. It's gonna be rough. Hey, Kia. Are you not eating? Eat, Kia. Eat. Yeah, because in 2 minutes I'm going live over on TikTok. So, and then we'll have 5 minutes before it gets weird. Because it always happens 5 minutes into going live. Oh, I see. I have to remind Kiva to check out the video, the episode that I'm posting tomorrow. I think it will be really helpful for her. Or at least it'll open some, it will, I don't know if it'll fix everything. Obviously it won't, but no, Kia, I announced it on my Discord. So for the first 30 minutes of every stream, I'm only going to be live on YouTube. And then I go live. So we don't have to, we can have a conversation without having to worry about crazies for a little bit. And then we'll go live over there. So right now, actually, about to go live. Here we go, guys. Let the fun begin. Oh, you're okay, Kia. It's so funny. It's been a lot quieter in there, Kia. Like a lot quieter. Like every once in a while we'll get a lot, but in general it's pretty quiet now. I don't think I have permission to join the Discord. The link doesn't work for me. It's all good though, not worth. I mean, Kia or someone else can help you because you don't have permission. That's weird. Hey, April. Hey, Bree. Remember, if you're over on TikTok, to tap that nose. Vote for what? Local elections. Election day is Tuesday, and most states have local elections going on. Most have early voting for their local elections. So whatever is for a vote on in your area. Usually it's mayors, school boards. If you're in Virginia and New Jersey, governor. There's a lot of things that go on, and a lot of stuff about running. So California's got their Prop 50. Hey, Kayla. Texas has 17 yeah, I feel like Texas always has a lot of constitutional amendments going on. Hey, Lauren. Hey, Courtney. Hey, Shannon, by the way. Guys, if you're over on TikTok, please tap that nose. The more likes that we get, the faster it'll push out to more people. And join the team, share it. Good morning, Robert. How are you? The other thing that you can try... There you go. There's another one. This is what you voted for. What? A shutdown? For people to not get fed or not have health care? That's a weird thing to vote for. Morning, Heidi. It's not the Democrats. The Republicans are in power. Good morning, Mindful. Hey, Jennifer. Hey, Kelly. You're right. And the whole purpose of having a filibuster, the reason it exists, America First, is to require the majority to negotiate with the minority. And they aren't. No, they don't want to give out money to anyone in a foreign country. But thanks for playing. They do work. And there is no planet where I am okay with anyone starving or not getting health care. I don't care. You're not worth words. You know you just spoke words, right, Deanna? Dems are not. But Grifter and thief, not true, Gigi. And you know that 87% of everyone who's on SNAP benefits works? No. The Republicans need to negotiate. Explain why healthcare and food should be rights? Because they're things that everybody needs. No, it is not, Hector. Jobs are not up. Inflation is also... Jobs are down. Inflation is up. And Israel broke the ceasefire again today. I don't know, C West. Have forever held this position. Which position? Get a second job. We did and got ahead. Uh-huh. Oh yeah, we knew that the ceasefire was never going to stick. Shutting down the government is not leverage in negotiating. Negotiating is a requirement. They aren't negotiating. It's not leverage in negotiating. They have to negotiate in the first place. The Republicans aren't unwilling to negotiate. Yes, for a CR, for anything. That's why the filibuster exists, Max. Literally, the point of the filibuster is to require the majority to negotiate with the minority. You know that there are people that did not vote in the people in power that are in those states too, Lucky Die. No, Republicans are keeping the government shut down. It's not fresh, it's reality. I have no problem blaming the Democrats when they do something that's wrong. This isn't their fault. Hey, Heather. By the way, for everyone over here, we're also live over on the tube. We're trying to grow over there. And from now on, we'll be going live for the first 30 minutes over there before we go live over on TikTok. So should definitely check that out and follow. Shutdown ends soon. Yeah, we've been talking about that, Dr. Board. Hey, Tanya. Oh, there's definitely problems with our government. 100%, both sides, Rachel. 100%. But in this case, it's the Republicans. Yeah, but sometimes the majority is like a 1% majority. I just don't like having that perspective. I understand what you're saying, Lucky Die. I just don't like the perspective. Hey, Vonda. Oh, the cat's over on the iPad. Obviously, John, you don't know how our government works. Because the filibuster, the purpose of it is to require the majority to negotiate with the minority. They didn't. They just chose to try and push it through without negotiating. They had weeks, months to work on this stuff, and they chose to do it last minute without negotiation. No. GOP shutdown, period. In this case, I'm perfectly willing to blame Democrats when they screw up. This isn't it. Actually, no, the Democrats are more than willing to negotiate. Not only have they said it like 100,000 times over, but they're the ones that are still in Washington wanting to talk. Why does the executive, legislative, and judicial branches still get paid during a shutdown? Because that is them's the laws. Negotiate doesn't mean give into our demands. Negotiate means you both have things that you want and you find a way to compromise to pass what you need. Yeah, but they needed Democrat votes in order to get it passed in the Senate because of the filibuster. The ACA did not work. What does the ACA do, Mr. Zero? What do you think the ACA does? Yeah, I saw you, Dr. Ward. They get paid during a shutdown because they have to be available to end it. The CR is not bipartisan. It's not bipartisan if they haven't talked to anybody. It's too expensive. Nope. Again, you're not answering my question, Mr. Zero. I asked you a question. What does the ACA do? I'm never going to vote for a Republican as long as the Republican Party believes what it currently believes. Oh, yeah, I saw that, Lori. Guys, if you're over on TikTok, please keep tapping. Tap, 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 tap. Gets it out to other people. No, that is not what the ACA does. The ACA does not provide insurance at all. Thank you for showing you don't know what the ACA did. A constitutional republic is a form of democracy. Nope. Doesn't provide any medical coverage. The ACA is not medical coverage. Again, thank you for showing you don't know what the ACA is or does. You haven't finished your... You're being lied to. No. No. You are. But again, thanks for playing. It did not triple the cost of your coverage. Again, that's not how it works. But thanks for playing. Correct, Eric. It 100% didn't. No, the Democrats are more than willing to work. The Republicans choose not to negotiate. Hey, Willow. Again, D. Schuler, the ACA isn't health insurance. Why is it always? Because we have, a lot of people have been trained to look at it that way. Hey, Georgie. Do you think it was planned for them to get bailed out? Probably. Thanks, Laura. And nothing is good that's going on right now. Also, good morning, Dr. Dirge. By the way, for everyone who's over on TikTok right now, just so you know, from this point on, I'm going to be going live on the tube for the first 30 minutes of every live. So if you want to hang out over there for the first 30 minutes, make sure you go check out over there. Also, I posted a new episode yesterday. There'll be a new one coming out tomorrow. So you should also follow for that reason. No, that's not how government works, Darkwing Duck. The majority, the reason for the filibuster is to require the majority to negotiate with the minority. The majority is not negotiating. They've actually said there's nothing to negotiate about. They should have kept the public option, but Obama negotiated a way to get it passed at all. Yeah. If you tap the right side, it counts you as Republican. It's not a clean CR. It's different than the one they passed in the spring. No. How about the Republicans do their job and negotiate instead of just trying to kick the can down? You hope it goes another month. You hope that people go without health care or people go without food stamps for another month. That's really sad. It's not exactly the same. Is PBS still funded? It's not the same. Is USAID still funded? It's not the same. How does the dog know today is daycare day and even the dog? This is not a clean CR. I don't know. Robert, because you were pretty rude to a mod. Maybe you thought you were talking to someone else, but you were talking to a mod. Your opinion of the stuff being waste, fraud, and abuse has nothing to do with it. Need to make the government smaller, then talk to your own government, because they're not making the government smaller. They're making the government bigger. They're sending military. They're sending federal military into cities to force them to do what they want to do. That's not small. Adam, that is a dumb statement. No, that is wrong. 87% of food stamps go to people that work full time. Yeah, it is, Nancy Drew. Well, I appreciate that you apologized. Good morning, Terry. No, sunshine, it's not. You always benefit from other people's labor, Murphy. Literally every single one of you. Every single one of you. Every single one of you benefit from other people's labor. No one's demanding free healthcare, Crusader. Literally nobody. So who is it? Andrew. 86% of households with working age adults. So you understand that SNAP is given to different kinds of people. But in 86% of households that have working age adults in them, they work. Uh, the benefactor did not pay the military. Do you understand how many people are in the military? The amount of money that that person paid would have given everyone like $100. Actually, I'm not even sure that's true, but $113. How about the government pay? Because that's why we pay our taxes to do. You're right. America needs universal health care. Oh, I don't know if it did or not. To be honest, small rabbit fairy, I don't know. Oh, yeah, and part of our bills are paying our military and paying our taxes. They're not voting down a CR. Nothing has changed, Max. They've put the same bill 13 times forward with no negotiation and no change. Good thing you're not. You have no healthcare, Crusader? At all? No, hillbilly, that's reality. First off, 50 billion isn't enough to help rural hospitals. Second, they're not demanding a cut. They would be putting back in the Medicaid cuts from before, which would actually have provided more than $50 billion to rural hospitals. It is SNAP benefits will not be sent out as of November 1st, according to the Department of Agriculture. All. Aw, Crusader, grow up, you child. You are literally a tiny child. Good morning, Minnesota Mom. Oh, they 100% should do universal health care. The amount everyone would be paying for insurance would go down dramatically if we had universal single payer health care. What the Dems are looking for is not whatever the hell you're talking about, fun time. No, it's on the GOP. They have the majority, and it's their responsibility because of the filibuster. Yeah, 13th of the exact same bill. The exact same bill. You're not going to make any changes. Why would you think anything is different? No, Philly, it's not. Yeah, they've done the math, Philly, and they've shown that we could easily afford universal health care, and it would cost every American less. It's not a continuation bill, first off, and it's not clean, second. You don't even know what socialist means, Eric. I'm an American. Hey, Patty. I'm sorry if I missed you saying hi before. No, he did not say he's going to use the pain of the American people to get what he wants. Grow up. No, he said that if the Republicans are unwilling to negotiate with them, then yes, there will be pain. We all knew there'd be pain. That's why a lot of people that support the Democrats more than Republicans said to not just sign without negotiating. No, it's not a backdoor deal. Negotiating is required. That's the point of the filibuster. Literally, the whole purpose of the filibuster is to require the majority to negotiate with the minority party. That's why the Republicans aren't getting rid of the filibuster, which they have the capability of doing. Why don't the Republicans just get rid of the filibuster? Aw, Mac, man, grow up, you child. You guys would cry about that? Uh-huh. Okay. Nope. It's definitely the Republicans. I have no problem blaming the Democrats when it's their fault. It's not their fault in this case. It's just not. Literally not. Not in this case. Yes, Jamie. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Why didn't you move to a different country, Travis, when Biden was the president? Aw, Dennis. Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh.
Hey, brother.
Hey.
Good morning. So I just shared this on the other side, and I cannot claim this idea. I actually heard GT, and I've been up late at night, so I've been crafting and listening to GT. And an idea that was put out is for people who get trick-or-treaters if you're able, of course, to also have like maybe a box of perishable food set out.
We've been talking. We talked about that yesterday.
Did you? Yes. So like make sure like that's something that you could do. Like ramen is the funny thing that's been like everybody's been joking about. But ramen and tuna fish, like canned meats, protein sources are really important.
Uh,
So
yeah, Travis, we literally have one of the worst healthcare systems on the planet.
exactly. I love ramen too. Ramen is inexpensive as well too.
Not dreaming. The data proves it, because we like data.
And just to let you know, like if you come in here, even if you don't, um, it definitely, but do the candy too, because we don't, for the kids, we want this to still be
Oh,
happy.
sure.
So still give out fun stuff for the children, you know? Let the children have fun. Let them enjoy Halloween. That's what it's about. But if you're also able, also put, you know, granola bars or other things too. Oh, kitties
Toe
are going.
beans.
Yeah, there's toe beans running amok over here, y'all. So sorry. Do you get a lot of trick or treaters in like your neighborhood?
We used to. We get a lot less than we used to. Um,
Get out of here.
High theory.
Hi, Theory. Stop it, you little monster. Oh my god. I keep
Uh,
seeing stuff pop up on my iPad, and it's because your door is over here trying to mound on the side of it.
DJ. I know you can't speak anymore, but the 13 times that the Democrats have voted on a Republican bill, it is not changed at all. That's actually stupid. If the GOP was doing their job, they wouldn't put the same bill forth 13 times. They're putting the same bill forth 13 times because they know that you guys will not pay attention to the fact that they're not doing their job, and you'll just be like, oh, they voted for it. Democrats are not the ones asking for $1.5 trillion, Jose. Jose, do you understand how a negotiation works? Let's have a conversation again about how a negotiation works. And I know everyone who's doing the bingo card right now will be happy because it's probably going to be saying a bunch of words in it. The way a negotiation works is one party puts forth a bill. If they need the votes from the minority party, and the minority party says no, the minority party will put forth a bill of everything they want. And then the majority will say, no, we don't want that. So then they come together and they negotiate, and they find a way to get the votes that they need. That's how a real negotiation in the real world with real adults works. That's how adults do things.
There's a couple people already getting bingo.
Really?
Yeah. I can't, with me having my iPad.
No, you're fine.
I can't. I was like, oh, I could do this, and I was like, no, I can't.
No, they're not trying to hold out for all of that. First off, that's over 10 years because that's how they look at those kind of things, which makes no sense to me. But again, if you were listening how negotiation works, they both ask for their ideal, and then they come in and they negotiate. Why can't you listen? Use those ears of yours that are listening to the words coming out of my mouth. I know. Can we crisscross applesauce and use our listening ears for a little bit? Because I feel like I'm talking to a bunch of kindergartners. Not all of you, obviously, but hey, Garpu. Guys, we only have 20 people over on the tube. Do you think we can get higher than that? I would really appreciate it.
Over. Oh, thanks for the gift, y'all. Like, I was over there chatting on the tubers are talking about like things like adults are doing, like to get in the Halloween spirit. Like, if you don't have kids, and I was just going to share with them one of the things Carly was saying they did in New Orleans in her neighborhood was they had like a trick or treat thing in their neighborhood for adults, and you could have adult beverages at each stop, and then they had food as well, gumbo and all kinds of different delicious things. And she said it was like 200 people came through and they did like a fundraiser. I was just sitting there thinking, like, I can just imagine between all those houses that participated, having beverages, how much fun that would be, though. And when that was crazy shit is happening, we all need a little bit of fun, some smiles.
And by the way, for everyone, hey, April, thank you. I appreciate you guys. We're up to 25. Let's keep it going. I'd love to get. My goal sometime is to see 50 over there. That's my major first goal. Like, I feel like I'll know over lives. You spelled bullshit wrong, Toby. You spelled word salad wrong.
They spelled wrong.
They spelled wrong. That's true. That is 100% true.
To me, like, the ones that make me laugh are the ones that come in with the poor grammar or the misspelling, and they're just talking so much shit, and I'm like, bruh, you can't even get your sentence structure together, and you want to come in here and talk about other people.
And A King, I agree. They should all be locked in until agreement is reached. Yep. 100%. You think wanting people to afford their health care is wrong or poor? You think wanting people to be able to afford to have health care? Not saying that the healthcare system is perfect, that it doesn't need to be fixed. But the fact is, the reality is, because people are already getting their new premiums who are on the ACA. Some people, it is going up 300-400%. And if you think that's okay, that's a problem.
But it's not only the ACA. That's the part. That's what part of this do they not get through their fucking heads? It's not just the ACA that is being affected. Why are they not understanding that? All of the I think for some reason they don't want, like, what was it, a theory that has like tried to explain to them so eloquently with all of her wisdom and knowledge and tried to share for free stuff that people should have to pay for, it seems like. But it's like it's all interconnected. All of those damn insurance companies, if they deal with ACA and they deal with private insurance, like through jobs, it's all the same pool, y'all. It's all the same shit.
Who's wanting people in medical school to work for free? It's true, the GOP could push the bill through without the Democrats. They could get rid of the filibuster. I know, Maureen.
And it's like, it just it's not so much that, because I know we all send texts and we fuck up sometimes and the words on the language might be, but when you're actively coming in trying to attack somebody in a space and your shit is just all wrong, that's what I think is funny. That's the difference. The other thing that I think is, I'm at the point where at first I thought it was laughable, but then it was like, these people truly don't they talk about it's the Democrat shutdown. Like, who's the person that says when they're open or not. Is that person right now a Democrat? No. So that means they don't get to dictate that.
Yep.
And when this dude sits there and says that he'd rather just shut it down, talking about waste, fraud, and abuse when they've worked, what, 22 days out of a few months?
20.
20. How the fuck are you okay with that? Because if you left your job, if you were supposed, and you're getting paid and all this stuff, and you just said, hey, we're not coming in for no reason, you're literally not doing your job. Why should you get to keep your job?
Dr. Derg, if my friend on ACA loses her benefits, she will have to stop her recovery regime from long COVID. She's been trying to rebuild her health and life and get a job. But if these benefits expire, yeah. Fashionable. Again, technically, the GOP can pass it without any help. Just get rid of the filibuster. The purpose of the filibuster, the reason it exists, is to require the majority, if there is not a filibuster-proof majority, to negotiate. Tell the GOP to negotiate. Negotiate. Do your frickin' job. Their job is to negotiate if they do not have a filibuster-proof majority in the Senate. That is the job. Nope, executive order has no capability of doing it. It's a Senate rule. The Senate can get rid of it, but they don't want to. The Democrats are the only ones there wanting to negotiate. The Republicans aren't negotiating at all. No, they can negotiate right now. They're still getting paid. To them, the government is still open. They can work. Congress is still getting paid right now. They should be working.
You know what? As many times as we've explained this, as many times as the kittens have heard you explain this, I bet you they could do a better job of getting the fucking government open and understanding what's happening. This is amazing.
I don't.
And why are they mad at the Dems about being so pissed off about their health care? Like before I came in here, I
These
was
guys aren't pissed about their health care.
listening to Steve, and he was playing AOC, and she was talking about how she was literally saying, like, MAGA, I'm fighting for your health care too. MAGA, I'm fighting for you too. And that's what they don't understand. They're not getting it. They're just listening. And it's so much easier to be in their fifis and listening to stuff that people say without checking it on themselves. Like, really, like, are you not understanding? Who the fuck cares? Honestly, when it comes down to the point, if your insurance is going to go from $400 to $2,000 a month, how the fuck are you going to afford food in the period?
Robert, that is what we're saying. Both sides have to give a little. Again, how negotiation works. Everyone's complaining about the bill that the Democrats put forth. That is called step one of a negotiation. It happens literally every time. Every time. The majority puts forth a bill. If the minority is like, no, they put their ideal bill forth. And then they talk about it. And then they negotiate. And then there's compromise.
But I don't think you understand that, Alex. No, that's not always the case. That's not always the case. Because I was truly broke. Like my income, I mean, like I made 30 something thousand a year with 3 kids. And they said I made too much money for fucking food stamps. Too much money with 30 something $1,000 a year with 3 children as a single mom. That's insane.
And even if there are some people that may get fully covered premiums, they don't get fully covered health care. There are differences. Because the problem in the grand scheme of thing isn't just the premiums. It's the cost of everything. It's the fact that health insurance companies get to choose. Yeah, what's the point of a free premium if you can't afford the copay? Yeah. Y'all are in trouble now.
Good morning.
Good
I only have a few
morning.
minutes. Good morning. I have a meeting at 11, so I have to go anyway. But what is the point of receiving a free premium if you then can't afford the copay for said premium? So what happens in those instances is that insurance companies get paid by the government subsidy, and that's it. No one else benefits.
Yep.
Because if people cannot use that free premium that they receive because they can't afford a copay that month, what the hell's the point?
And again, no one here is saying that our healthcare system does not need a massive overhaul. No one's saying that. In fact, we all have agreed multiple times over that our healthcare system is completely messed up. Completely messed up.
Aaron, how dare you compare healthcare being a right to slavery? Because you know who didn't receive healthcare famously? Enslaved people. I also think
people being healthy is absolutely a right. The right for people to be healthy in society is absolutely a right.
I would argue it's even a demand for a healthy society, because as we learned over COVID, our own personal health depends on the personal health of everyone that we encounter on a daily basis, period. So what good does it do me as a person if I'm super careful and I'm super safe and I have healthcare, if the person next to me or next to my kid at school has freaking measles? What does it matter? We're all connected. It's this inability to see the world outside of themselves that really gets to me. Mm-hmm. Anytime you come up here and you say that healthcare is not a right, what you're telling me is that you really love capitalism and you think that the only reason that you get to be healthy and living a good life is because you work and you toil for someone else. Based.
I just want to share something from the other side. Jennifer said, yeah, my mom's on Medicare and she can't get a procedure for swallowing solid food because she can't afford the copay. My mom deserves to be able to swallow whole food, period.
To force them into service? What does that have to do with healthcare?
You actually don't understand anything about human rights. You're arguing not even about fundamental rights or intrinsic rights. This is a field of study. And it seems like you're just blowing opinions out of your butthole about slavery and health. You're boofing opinions.
I'm going to use boofing now.
Is that on the bingo card?
Probably not.
It should be.
A right does not require action by another.
No, it actually does.
It actually seriously does. Almost always.
I think what the problem is that they associate free health. They associate, first of all, when we say everybody has the right to health care, they're associating the word free with it. And for some reason, they think that means that that these doctors, everybody's going to just go to the doctors and the doctors are not getting paid. That's fucking insane to think that way. Again, critical thinking skills have been being eroded over the last 5 decades, and it shows.
I'm sorry. This person is so delusional. They're trying to say that an entitlement and a right are not the same. Actually, in fundamental rights arguments, they are. They are that. They are both an entitlement, as you are entitled to certain protections from your government, as they are a human right to that protected thing. You're in over your head, bud. And I think your parents misspelled your name. Hate to break it to you. It's Aaron.
Aaron, you do not know who you're fighting, who you're battling with. And by the way, we don't debate here, so goodbye. Not even dealing with it.
So far, we should add boofing and Aaron to the bingo card.
But yeah, I think that's what I'm realizing. The more I see those comments, people keep talking about, well, they're not. No one's gonna be a doctor for free. Now it's finally. It took a couple of days for it to click that that's what's going on. Jesus Christ.
Yep. Yes. Again, right doesn't mean free. And again, just look at our Constitution. Whether or not I agree with how it is interpreted, it is interpreted in this country that we all have a right to own firearms. Does that make the firearms free? No. You can have a right to health care. What does that mean? That means it should be accessible and affordable to everyone.
And unless you can tell me anything about the UDHR, you don't get to come in here and say a lick about what you think rights are. If you can't tell me the history, and this is not me trying to one-up you, this is just, you are fundamentally in over your head if you start arguing about what is and what is not a human right or a right provided by government, if you cannot talk to me about the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. If you can't tell me that all of the countries except for the US were making specific arguments about what constitutes a right and what doesn't, and that Eleanor Roosevelt was the one who blocked us from having protest as a right. This is so much deeper than you want to make it seem. It's not what you think a right is. It is like philosophy.
And again, do I want a system where people can only survive for sometimes a long time based on things like SNAP? No, I would love it if we set up a system where people could afford to survive without the need for 40 million people to be on SNAP.
And I'm going to say this last thing right before my meeting. If we want to talk about slavery in connection to healthcare and access to healthcare, we should be talking about how we are all essentially indentured servants to our corporations who provide us with employee-funded or employer-paid-for healthcare.
Yep.
That is the only enslavement that is currently happening in connection to healthcare. It's that people have to stay at jobs that they don't like, working for companies that they don't believe in, just so that they can have affordable healthcare. You want to talk about being in an uncomfortable situation, indentured servitude? We can talk about that. Okay, bye.
Bye. And you're right. Jobs must pay a living wage, which is one of the things that we're saying.
And it's so true. And I think that's one of the things, like sometimes, like I explain when I'm talking to folks of older generations, like it's different like that to them. Like it was no giving your loyalty to your job had a pension for you, different things. It was almost kind of like ground into your brain, like you've got to work for them, you've got to work for them, you've got to work for somebody else, no matter who them is, somebody else. And it's just like, no, like these employers should not be able to just treat you any kind of way and you just have to deal with it. The fact that so many people stay at jobs they absolutely hate because of healthcare is insane.
Or even like Lido is like, I'm 57, I could retire if I could get affordable healthcare and open a position for a younger person. There's a lot of people that are like that. A lot of people are working longer than they should in order or need to because they need healthcare. And a lot of people are working jobs that they absolutely despise because of healthcare.
I agree with you, Miss Mouse. We shouldn't. And that's the thing, that's when you hear these people and you really truly see, like, that's why, like I say, this indoctrination didn't just start with Donald Trump. This stuff started a long time ago, and they've literally been raised in it their whole lives. And then here you go, that's this person that literally gets up here and spouts all the, like, a lot of the shit they were made to believe. America's the greatest country in the world. We have the best education system in the world. We have the best health care in the world. No, we don't. Literally don't. And it's so many people that have never stepped outside the four sides of this country, as you will, and been in other places and see how other places, if it's so great, people wouldn't be going to our neighbors to the north and south for much cheaper and very well done healthcare.
Yep. By the way, for anyone new that came over here, just so you know, I'm live here and on the tube at the same time, trying to grow over there because with the whatever is going on with this app, there's a good possibility that I will not be able to do what I'm doing here. So I'm trying to grow over there. Also, I put out new episodes every Tuesday and Thursday. So an episode came out yesterday and one's coming out tomorrow. They're good episodes. I put a lot of work into them. So you should check them out if you like what we do here. If they're rights, you have the right to buy all you want. I'm sure you know what you think you said, but what you said didn't make any sense.
Yes, Heidi. Yeah, putting the medical back on our credit scores. It's amazing how you can go, because I looked. When I tell you, like, one night I spent hours looking at places in Mexico. Amazing that you don't have to provide a credit check and all that stuff. It's so different.
Due to debilitating mental health issues, I can't work and get Medicaid. I have compassionate, loving adult kids, and yeah.
You're lucky to have that, Claire. I wish I had that.
Oh yeah, I mean, credit scores are a joke too. Credit scores are just another way to make it more difficult for certain groups of people to succeed, get ahead.
I absolutely agree. And that's the thing for me. One of the craziest things when I was sitting there thinking about it, and my little brain was going absolutely nuts with stuff just running through it. And I was sitting there thinking, like, think about all of these rules, policies, credit scores, and grade, all these different rules and regulations. Who came up with all of these in this country?
Wealthy people,
Wealthy, especially white teen men, right?
probably, yeah.
And then, I mean, because you think about it, like the Constitution, literally, okay, like starting at the very beginning of this country, and it's like, it is insane to me. I think that's why it gets me even more pissy now when I'm still hearing people say that we need to have a white teen man run as our next person, and I'm just like, how do you guys, like, the indoctrination is so strong in so many people and they can't see it, and when they say, but unfortunately, and I'm like, oh my god, that makes me want to crawl up a wall. Why do you think that the people that put this shit in place is gonna be the ones to save you from it? I would love an answer, if anybody has like an answer why they actually truly believe that.
I mean, The only thing that I can put out there is there are probably multiple different reasons why different people think it. Most of them are stupid. If not all of them. Whether they're valid fears in the sense of they fear it, putting them out there in the world is stupid, and it holds everything back.
Yeah, Carolyn, it's crazy having to have a credit score, having to make 3 times the amount of the rent. And then when your rent is like 2 G's, that's like you making 6,000 a month. And it's like, really? It's insane.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Catwoman. Yep, 3 times the and that's what it was like when my sister was trying to find places to rent. The things that people are going to do what they have to do to be able to live somewhere. To pay rent, to have 3 times the income is absolutely insane. That stops so many people from even being able to get a place.
It goes back to the old idea of your living expenses should be about a third of your income. The problem is they've started forcing it, and without accepting the fact that most people can't. Like, most people aren't getting paid that anymore.
Yes. And it's like, okay, if you want the ones that can afford it to pay for it, great. But what about everybody else?
Yeah.
And I think it's like if you lower the rents a little bit and you allow more people to live in these spaces, you're going to make more money in the long run.
I mean, the fact is if minimum wage is going to be what it is, then that should be whatever a third of that is should be the requirement for renting an apartment.
Yes, over on the other side, Aaron, perfect point. Standard FICO wasn't even a thing until 1989 and didn't become a broadly used thing until the 90s. I need people to seriously do research into why they did that shit in the first place. And I'm going to tell you, a lot of it has to do with a word that starts with R and ends in ism. And I don't think people realize, like, when I say that, like racism has never went away. They just they changed how it showed.
Yeah.
And when you make it harder for minority, I don't even want to say minority, but yes, minority groups, BIPOC people, different things like that, to get into these places, then you can keep them out of their neighborhoods. They should. Please do some research into like FICO, into why they started charging so much money for school, college. Look into that stuff, and then you can really, because in order, like people keep saying we just need to get along. Like in order to get along, we need the people that make up like what, 75% of the population of this country, 75-80%, to truly get a clue about the reality of a lot of the shit that has been happening underneath that doesn't happen in front of your face. That's how we move forward. That's how you make people who look like me, who have that brown melanin to their skin, how you make them look comfortable, is be aware of what's actually why a lot of this shit started in the first place. And look, and the problem is in their blind hatred against people who look like me, they fucked everybody over. They didn't look about that. The hatred in their face and the ability to hurt people and to make things not as available for other people, they didn't realize that those that didn't have the same means and life as them were also going to be cut out. And that's crazy. 500 to 1,200. Just think about that. If your rent goes up a few $100s, then your insurance is going to go up a few $100s. Like, what the fuck do they think? How do they think people are going to survive? How do people not understand how that is also going to negatively impact the economy? because now people that don't have any money to like really spend are really not going to have any money to spend. When people stop spending out here, which don't forget what's coming up November 25th to like I think it's like December 2nd or November 3rd. There's a big ass like blackout, no
The
shopping
second.
blackout. The second, thank you. Yes, and the wages don't go up. You're absolutely right, Happy Jack. Yes, sweet dreams. Like I honestly like, and my friend Peanut like really opened my eyes to the whole prison system thing. I was truly very ignorant about it, and then I read this book. Yes, it came out in 2001, but it was a New York Times bestseller, and it talks about the whole prison becoming a business and a way to make money. Big money. Big money.
Oh yeah.
Multiple billions upon billions of dollars. They're not interested in making people and helping people to become, when they come out, actually becoming a part of the country again. If they did, it wouldn't be so many places that say if you have a felony you can't get a job, regardless of what it like regardless of when it is, how long ago. Now there are some things, you rob somebody and you had a weapon, absolutely not. Then you know what I mean? Like it depends there, but there has to be ways for people to be able to live and be able to work a job and be able to have a place to live, housing, a roof over their head.
Yep.
Prison, this private prison shit, y'all should be worried about it. And then start looking into the makeups of these prisons and the kind of people that go there. And then they're the same kind of people that when they get out, they're thugs. Look at those thugs.
Yeah.
They're the same ones that the police continue to harass even afterwards.
I just want to say it again, although it looks like today is just a really slow day all around. Just if you're new here, just so you know, I'm live here and on the tube at the same time. I'm trying to grow over on the tube because this app, TikTok, is not super friendly to people that do what I'm doing, and it may get worse. So while you are more than welcome to be here, and I appreciate you, and we'll still interact, we're trying to get people to move over there because you can actually say what you want. You don't have to worry about being filtered, which is also nice. But hi, Ash. Hello. Thanks for being here. Thanks for sharing. Keep sending out letters to get me to join his new private equity concierge. Yeah, there's a lot of things that are that I'm hearing about people trying to do to get out of health insurance altogether. We'll see what happens with it, but unfortunately, what that's going to probably end up doing is causing, you'll see it working short term for a lot of people, but long term it's going to limit a lot of stuff because we're still going to be at a point where the really quality care that's out there will end up being inaccessible to most people that need it. So for people that are in general healthy, it'll be fine. For those that 99% of the time just do their checkup, it'll be fine. But the second anyone needs any major care, there's going to be a lot of people suffering.
And then they don't think about the fact, Mike, is on top of that if their health care is being cut, it's going to revert back to their waiting until it gets to the point where we need to go to the emergency room. And then what does that do when they can't pay? That just makes everything go up more. It's like a cycle. And guess what? There's going to be people. It's just going to be raining cha-ching, 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 cha-ching all over their little laps and in their little pockets and in their little trusts and all their little stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane.
And again, I know all the we're past troll time, but Everyone's private insurance is going to go up around 25 to 30% if these subsidies aren't passed. Everybody's. I'm not even planning. I'm not even considering retirement, which is why when anyone ever talks about like their 401k, I'm like 30 years away from retiring. Why would I care what my 401k does? I'm worried about paying my bills now. Most of the country is worried about paying their bills now. So you're a loser? Oh.
Hang on. I can't mod from my iPad.
It's fine. Let him be. Was it gas that I didn't have a retirement fund, started it in my 30s, just didn't understand what it was like? Yeah. I don't care about him. He can think whatever he wants.
Yeah, Garpu, and it's frustrating, and it's not for all. And again, as I'm saying this, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. That it's so different than how it used to be.
Oh yeah.
You can't just. It's not just you work 40 hours, and you're able to afford everything that you need to comfortably live. You may not be wealthy, but you can afford to eat and go to the doctors and not worry about it and pay your mortgage or your rent. You know, I remember before I bought my house, I was renting a house it was 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom. That's why I ended up having to move because I couldn't handle the 1 bathroom anymore. The rent was $500 a month. I can just imagine what the rent on that house is now.
6, 7. Oh. I mean, yeah. I mean, we bought our house after the 2008 recession. It's up triple what we paid for it. We would never be able to afford a house right now. I'm not even sure we'd be able to afford rent right now.
Same. And I live in a double wide. You know what I mean? Like when the tax evaluations came out, mine it was like 70% increase, I believe. Mine went from being worth like 111 to like 267 or 276, some crazy shit like that.
She was really out of touch. She thought I could quit playing WoW and afford healthcare insurance. Yeah, it's like the people that think that you could stop eating avocado toast and all of a sudden afford everything. Like, anyone who thinks that does not know how, is not aware of what the world is like now, is living in some form of privilege. They don't realize how lucky they were to be in the situation they were in. They don't understand what it's like now for people just starting out. There's a lot that older people in this country do not fully understand. And again, that's not to say that all, but the ones that tend to come out the most, and even this is younger people too. I've seen so many videos of younger people come out and talk about, act as though they understand what it's like, and then when you dig deeper, you find out their parents paid for everything. Their parents helped them get a job. They're coming out of college with no debt at all. Like, things that show how privileged that they actually are. And it's just, what's up, Shug?
Hey, hey,
How you doing, brother?
I am doing just fine. Um, you know, pissed at how we're doing stuff, but I'm okay overall. Yeah, it really is quite sad to see, like you said, how many people just come out and just start just saying whatever they heard or whatever they think because they're not in a situation to where they need help. And I always find it mind-boggling that they never come with any way to help someone out. So if you're quote unquote so concerned about, people getting jobs or, all these lovely niceties that you like to speak about, the 401ks, what are you doing to help build up the community around you? Are you posting any job openings to people that you know who don't have jobs? Are you uh, providing any sort of financial literacy? Are you doing any of those things that will create environments of financial wealth instead of just going, pull your stuff up by your bootstraps? Okay, how do they do that then? Because guess what? We all need some direction, some guidance, some help, some way to obtain these things. And unless you're going to know these people's situations, then you really should close your mouth and look at how you can help someone out before you just start saying stuff.
Closing their mouth would make them think that they don't know everything, though. Come on. Didn't you know they know everything? They've Googled it. That means they know.
You know what? All good. And that, to me, that makes it even worse. You know everything, yet you open your mouth and still say silly stuff like that. You know, like, come on, man. That just
I
doubles down on the
again,
foolishness.
it's yeah, it's just I was always taught that there's always multiple sides to everything, and you should always consider all the sides of everything, which is why I'm never one person. I'm like, when people, I always hated when people came in and would say, well, this is from both sides. Well, they just voted against this, which is, the thing that we're getting right now about this, about, the government closing, is everyone's just like, oh, well, they voted against this. And it's like, yeah, but there's more to it. There's always more to it. And the more to it may help or hurt, but the reason I say it is this idea that a lot of people in this country are really bad at, which is looking deeper into any situation. They see the one thing that validates whether they like it, agree with it, or whatever, and because it validates their position, that's all they need. That's all they need.
Yep.
Yes, there are people that believe that it is absolutely bonkers what some people in this country truly believe is going on. And again, it's not just one thing. Which is why, unfortunately, I've had conversations with people where I'm like, is this one of those things where we're just going to have to wait until certain groups of people are no longer with us before we can actually fully fix things? And the answer, unfortunately, is going to be probably yes, unless something massive can shake their worldview. They are so deep in, they are so far convinced that nothing anyone says, because they think they are in, some people believe they're in like this holy war going on right now in this. There is literally a holy war going on in this country, and they are fighting for their existence, no matter how stupid it is.
And I think also it's so many. Oh my God, I lost my train of thought. I just had some little teeth close on my pinky toe. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
I'm so proud of myself. I did not just scream in your ear. I'm gonna go back on mute so I can get my mind together. Shit, that hurt.
Robert, I go live Monday through Friday, 9:30 to noon Eastern time. Although Fridays look like they're going to become not freeform, but literally completely different. They're going to become a day where we don't focus on politics at all. We talk about or do something completely different.
Wait a minute. Do you remember? I'm pulling little sister shit here now. Just letting you know.
Okay.
Like a couple weeks ago, and I was like, what happened to Freeform Fridays? I feel like I'm getting what I want.
Well,
such a little kid.
I'm gonna do it as long as people still show up, because the whole purpose of it is to give everyone a break. I get my break on the weekend. This is to help other people get a break. But if no one's showing up, unfortunately, this is still a job. So show up. If you guys like the idea of having it be different, I need you guys to show up. It's just a fact. It's a sucky fact. I wish people would wish there were a lot of people here all the time.
I want to pull in the other side right quick. And they were talking about, Aaron just said, there's been a war on Christmas for years, according to some people. And Laura said the Merry Christmas versus Happy Holidays. And when I tell you, like, I live in the Bible Belt, y'all. Like, we live in North Carolina. That's part of the Bible Belt, right? And especially working in a place like Coach, where you have people from all walks of life, people that came from all over the world to shop in your space, and you would say happy holidays. And I remember I had to show the other side of myself for a minute. Big, beefy dude, kind of looked like you, Mike, but taller and just a lot heavier, twice the size of you. And he's like, "It's Merry Christmas." And I turned around and I looked behind me to the left, and then I turned around and looked to the right, and then I asked him, I said, "Who are you talking to?" I was like, first of all, I wasn't speaking to you. And I said, and you don't know whether or not they celebrate Christmas or not. You don't get to dictate what we say to other people. You don't get to dictate what people celebrate or don't. He didn't want to buy the bag. He walked off, but the wife bought it anyway. But it's just like watching over the years, especially like after C-19, like the way people move in this world, it's wild.
Eleanor, why are you breaking your pinky toe? I told you to stop kicking the wall. Not okay.
I've broken my right pinky toe, the one she just bit twice. The same one.
Got to show up to rep the old millennials. So I'll be there. Thank you, Dr. Kirk. I appreciate all of you. I really do. And this is I'm just trying things. I know people are tired. I've noticed that in the Discord it's getting quiet because I think people are tired. People are tired of having to deal with it nonstop, and I'm tired of having to talk about it nonstop. So we're gonna try something different. C-19 messed this. The C-19 did not mess this world up. C-19 caused what was already happening to happen at a super rapid pace. So we were already heading that way. Third spaces were already disappearing. The division was already happening. what C19 did was cause the end result to happen at warp speed. So we're dealing with what we probably would have had, I don't know, could have been another decade or two before we really hit where we're at now. But C19 just kicked it into full gear.
I will say, just in a different perspective, not that I don't disagree, but as somebody who worked like in retail when that shit hit, it did people, because it wasn't that we were getting new customers. It was the same customers that we had always been getting, but seeing them act differently.
Yeah.
I think it did. I think when you say and I'm sorry, I can't remember who said that in that
Chameleon.
Chameleon. I definitely agree. Like, as somebody who worked and then like after stuff started opening up and having to deal with it, I mean, like having to deal with it on the fly, having to problem solve, like going, like our first Black Friday during it was, I mean, that's like a huge, so many decisions, but people, I definitely do think it changed. And then it seemed in the fact that it seemed the person that was in charge when that started just amplified, like Mike said, what was kind of already happening, and his ignorance and all the ignorance that came around that did amplify, because people did. I used to love working retail. One of the things I loved about my job was the different kinds of people I would meet from all over the place, and I love engaging with people. And when I tell you it literally broke me how bad it got after, I definitely think it was a change. Although I do agree with what you're saying, Mike. I think it's kind of like a multiple approach type of thing, though.
Well, it's not. I just said it was already happening. We were already getting there. It was heading in that direction. And instead of it just continuing at the speed that it was going at, C19 turned on the jets and made it from bad to wretched. So that's what I was saying. But
Yeah, I get what you're saying. It became a pressure cooker.
yeah.
Again, I just want to make sure you understand. I'm not saying I don't disagree. I'm just saying, as somebody who saw it in from a different perspective than you did, somebody that was working in the ground, like with the people, like in the public like that, I definitely, and I said that. I started saying that, and we had conversations about that at our job. Like, people were talking about, because yes, have people changed? I mean, you're talking to somebody for 25 years. I worked face to face in the public. It definitely, there was a huge change. Have people been assholes for a long time? Absolutely. But COVID, during that time, it did seem like people changed. And I do agree it was a pressure cooker. And I agree with what you're saying as well. But I think it's just like in different ways it did change. I think it did, for those of us that were working in it in a way that we were with the public every day, it did change for a lot of us.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what we're saying. Or at least that's what I'm saying. I don't think it was... Anyways, it doesn't matter. The fact is things are bad now.
You know, I want to. I guess I just want to point something out. Ultimately, ultimately, for me, at least at this stage of my life, and probably even for the better part of it until my time is up, this is the world I'd love to see. I don't have, I guess, like, I don't have a grandiose thought that we can quote unquote end racism per se. Just because you have too many people that work too hard to keep it alive and well. Whether they do that overtly or covertly, they're just actively working on doing that. The place that I do believe we can actually get to is spaces like this, and hopefully we get enough people who are paying attention to where we make it extremely uncomfortable and have actual ramifications behind people that decide to be racist. So like I think we're moving in the right direction where people are getting let go from their jobs. with that whole political thing, yeah, those people and those officials, they need to be removed. By their own admission in the text chain, they said if this gets out, we're cooked, and they're not cooked currently, as far as I have known. But though, yeah, you lose your seat because you had an absolute vile point of view about the people that you're supposed to represent, and you represent all of those people, not just the ones that got you there, or the ones that aligned with the letter that was assigned, alongside your name. You represent all of those people, and if you're going to speak about someone like that, then yeah, you need to get your tail out of there. So that's the thing that I would love to see. And this chat, the talks like this, that this is where it starts. It definitely all starts with us. So keep it up, keep reaching out, keep bridging the gap, and let's continue to push this ball further.
Yep.
That's all I want to say.
I just want to put out there, make a reminder to guys. So over on the tube, when I'm trying to get to the point of being able to monetize. We're at a year from when I started really pushing this, so I'm actually losing because the way they do it is over a year. So I'm actually starting to lose numbers while gaining numbers. If we can get myself to the point of monetization, we're going to have a party. So everyone knows we're going to have a party. There's going to be giveaways. There's going to be live interviews. We're going to play games. There'll be a lot of fun things that I want to do. I'd love to do it by my birthday, which is close to Christmas. And what do we got to do to get you there? Watch the lives over there when I'm live, and watch my stuff and share my stuff. Get other people to watch my stuff. That's what's needed. So I just put out a new episode yesterday, and it's really, really smart girl. Woman. I won't even say girl. Woman. Who's running for state legislature in Iowa. And it's just a really cool interview. Like, I watched it again, and I'm just like, if this is even a smidgen of an example of what the future looks like, we're like, I wish there were people my age that were as mature as this young lady was. Sorry, go.
Oh no, I watched it yesterday. I think I finished watching it.
Yeah, I saw your comment. So,
but yeah, and if you have access to more than one device, you could always do both if you want to. Like, I'm usually on, like, here when I'm on the panel, I'm on my phone. But then on the iPad is the people. Oh, and just to let you guys know, you guys are in there with the kittens right now. I just let Zeus outside, so if anything crazy happens.
Lauren, I know that it's not as it can be not much money. I understand that, which is why I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing here, which is why I'm trying to do things everywhere. I mean, the point is to grow this to a point where I can do this full time, and it will take everywhere to be able to do it. The fact is I'm not making as much here as I used to. Ever since the blackout day, numbers just haven't been the same. And unfortunately, it might get worse. I would love to get to the point where companies are advertising. Like, that's really how a lot of podcasts make money, is through sponsorship kind of things. But I'm not there yet. The way I get there is by growing.
I will say for sure, one of the things that has not been helpful since the blackout is, like, people like me. I have not received one single live notification from any creator I follow, even those that I am subscribed to, since that blackout. Not one time.
Mm.
The only way I know people are live is if I go looking for you, somebody shares it to me, or like for you, because of Discord, I get the notification. So then I know you're live and then I can go looking for you.
Yeah.
But I have not received not one from anybody since that day.
Yep. Which really sucks because, there's a lot of people following and you could get, who knows what could happen. But yep.
I will say when
Just
Di
to,
was live the other day, somebody did come in and say they got their first notification of the year since the blackout. They got their first one 2 days ago, I think.
yeah,
So
I get really random ones. Like most of the time I get none, but every once in a while I will get one. Makes no sense. But again, the goal is to be able to do more. So like I posted like a 4-minute video. My goal is to have like some 10-minute and 15-minute videos that talk about what's going on in the day. But all of that takes work and all of that takes time. And right now I'm doing this plus multiple other things. And I want to be able to do just this. And be able to say, put the kind of time in that's necessary to be able to do that kind of stuff. I just can't right now. I'm probably putting in more work than I have the time to do already, but this is important. What's going on here is important. Speaking out is important. And it's something I'm capable of doing. So that's why I keep doing it. Thank you, Em. And it's really fun over there, guys. It really is. You can say what you want. I was, you don't have to say unalived. You can actually say what the hell is actually going on, which is really nice. Oh, Clara wants to give her ad for YouTube.
yeah, I was just getting ready to do just getting ready to say I'm going to do the spiel so I could get ready to go live. I'm trying to step over little bodies.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. Yeah, I am giving my ad. I just wanted to tell everybody over at the Tube, we have tons of different conversations. It's even more when Mike makes a comment, it spurs some really great conversation, rather than the tidbits that sometimes happen over here at TikTok. So, we're over there supporting each other, sometimes disagreeing with each other, constructively. But we have some really great discussions and jokes and yeah. So if you're not over there, come on over because you would be amazed at some of the stuff that we talk about.
Yeah.
Yes, Fonda, we do disagree sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. That's one of the reasons that's the other reason that we're going over there. Again, I've loved TikTok. I love what I can do here. But it's just not the same. It's just not the same.
No, and it's we get to talk, like you're saying, we get to talk like adults over there. We don't have to watch our words as far as trying to code them like we do over here. And so sometimes I feel like it's almost a more cohesive conversation because we don't have to do that. And yeah, so just come on over. The water's warm. And thanks, Mike. That's
Yeah.
basically what I wanted to say. Yeah, the water's fine, Lisa. That's right. So
And you don't have to do it at 140 characters at a time or whatever
no,
it
we get
is.
to have longer. Exactly, Shugs. We can have longer conversations or comments and be a little bit more clear. So, in what we're trying to say. So, anyways, I just wanted to kind of give a commercial because anymore, the only time I come over to TikTok uh, for this live is to do my little commercial. And Kia, are you proud of me for coming up?
I am. Look at you. I was just in here thinking we got Scott doing commercials, we got Claire doing commercials, we done turned Suge into an activist. Winking, I'm winking. So it's like we're
Hi,
doing something.
hi, Ash. Welcome over on the tube.
So,
It's
anyways, you can go ahead and drop me. That's all I wanted to say.
Okay, thank you.
bye.
Bye.
And don't forget to hit your thumbs up, please. Like, if you can make it a habit, like I've made it a habit before I even speak to y'all in chat on the other side, I always hit the thumbs up. If you're on a phone, you can just double tap that screen. It'll make the thumbs up happen.
And also, there are there are ability to heart alive over there too, and it does help again. So over there, it's all about getting this to be on someone's recommendation page, whether it's live or other stuff. That's why I say when you interact with it in any way, whether it's a live or other things, but can we gift the same? Not right now, Ash. So once I get to the point of monetization, there will be ways that you can support here, but I have to get enough views in order to get that.
Yes, and then you can either send. There's a code. Yeah,
There's like multiple different ways you can do it.
gifts. Like they have like actual gifts, like animated gifts, and then they call it super chat.
Yep. And I've already said before that once I get to the point where you can join, like join as a member over there, which is like a sub over in TikTok, there will be member only content. So have you considered Twitch? So here's the problem with that purple app. Yes, I started there, Dr. Dirk. So I have an app already over there. So I don't know if you want to put that in, Kia, my name. The problem with there is it's such a gaming stream or gaming streamer app that a lot of people, if you're not into the other stuff of it, it's not that enjoyable. I mean, Shug and I are both from over there, and it's gotten a lot worse with ads and stuff like that. It's just gotten pretty bad for just the average person right now. That's our crowd. Well, like I said, here, I'll put in my, oh, there you go. Thank you. You can follow me there. I go live there every once in a while. Not as much as I used to, unfortunately, but
I like that game we played over there. That was my favoriteest thing that we did with the words, with the letters. That was really engaging. That gets the comments flying. See, something like that where it requires people to engage on TikTok. We're saying TikTok because, but that could be really helpful. More comments and stuff like that. That game was fun. I would love to get Scott up in here on the box and hear him. That would be fun. But yes, I'm going to go ahead and do the commercial right quick.
Yep.
I'm trying to actually start my live on time. I get talking up here with y'all and I forget. Then it's like, when you've got 40 little paws running around on the floor and you're trying not to step on them, it takes a minute to move. So, all right, guys, you don't get Scott today, but you get me instead. Woohoo! I taught him everything he knows. Hey guys, so it's that time of the day for the commercial. We're almost done. It's been quite a chill live today. I really appreciate it. I'm really excited to find out about these Freeform Fridays. I'm excited. I even like the idea that you had with the videos when we were doing the blind reactions. That was really cute. That was fun.
Yeah, it's going to be different every week. It's not going to be the same. for this point, it was just deciding which day, and most people picked Friday. So
Well, that makes sense. You want to go into the weekend on a lighter note. You don't want to take this shit with you over the weekend, especially if you take a break. So, y'all, if you haven't already, that orange heart you see up there above my brother's head, make sure you go ahead and send your daily heart me. Do all the things to collect all the points. As Scott likes to say, he gets the points, and you get the points, and we get the points, and we all get the points. And what that does, all those points, all the engagement, every time you touch the screen, you're telling TikTok that you're enjoying what you're seeing. Every time you're gifting the host, every time you're gifting the panel, all the comments, all the engagement, liking, tapping, all those things. Make sure you're doing all the things, both here and on the other place. Like I said, if we want to get these numbers up, I think so far the highest I've seen is like 35. We just want to make sure when you're coming into the other space, you comment there as well. Make sure you're hitting that thumbs up. Again, it's the engagement. It's all those touching the screen. It's telling the AI, ooh, they like this.
So Kung Fu, if right there, there'll be a place that if you click on it, first you have to join the team, or the fan club is what they call it, I think now. And then numbers will pop up. So when you talk, you'll get points. If you give other gifts, you'll just see numbers pop up, and then it will say, then you click on it and we'll give a little collect and all that stuff. So
yeah, it's like every time you gift the host like that, that's how you join the team. It's called a heart me. And that's joining. I was up here like pointing at my screen, but I forgot my camera's not on.
ABN, thanks for joining over there. And again, this whole thing and what we do here, we want it to be a community more than just talking about politics. Yes, this is all about politics right now because politics is kind of the crazy. Just so you guys know, the episode that's coming out tomorrow is really cool. So I met with a mutual of mine who's a writer, and wrote a it's a workbook technically. It's called it's about healing from sadness, trauma, things like that through the use of art. And it like walks you through all of these things. It was a really great conversation, and it looks like it's going to be a really great book. So again, make sure you're following over there, and then you can find out more about it. And I actually did the interview with Rashay, if you remember her from the episode I did with her, and we talked about it. And like we were at the end of it, and she's like, I'm gonna buy that book now, like after talking about it. So, and you get to see me go through trauma, go through a therapy session in an interview. I'm supposed to be interviewing other people, and I was getting my own. Hopping out of time. Okay, have a good one, Shug.
Yeah, art is very helpful. As somebody, oftentimes for me, that's one of the main ways I can get my thoughts to kind of focus and my brain to slow down for a minute and not be quite such a scary place.
Yep.
Painting, especially.
You need to go get ready for your live.
I am, but I got a damn yesterday on my live talking about I was directing people away from TikTok. All I was doing was showing some of the ornaments that I've been painting.
But yeah, and when we say art, and you'll see it in the thing, we talk about everything. It's not just one specific thing. The delay is a little weird, Ash. I understand that.
Real quick, just a tip. If you're listening on more than one device, mute one of them.
Yeah, I think she's literally jumping back and forth.
Okay. But yeah, so I will see some of you guys in a few minutes with some super hungry kittens. Love you guys. Thanks for the gifts. Thanks for the love. Thank you guys. Today was a great day. Thanks for all the engagement.
Bye. Yeah. Like I said, there's going to be a lot of things that we're going to start doing on here. That will probably end up focusing more on the tube side than here, just because TikTok is really weird about some things that we do. Like I've done view parties, and it's really a pain in the, even though I get a lot of views on TikTok, it's not as clean. So there's a lot of things that we're going to do that don't even have to do with politics, that we're going to start adding more, because again, we want this community to be about more than just politics. We want it to be a place where we can grow as a community, as a coalition, as just, you know, people that love hanging out and doing stuff together. So, again, if you haven't gone to watch this, please do. It's only like 25 minutes. It's a short video where you get to meet an amazing person, who's amazing young woman who's running for office. So, guys, thank you for the likes, the shares, and the gifts. I appreciate you all. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. And yeah, you guys are amazing. And remember, I will be going live on the tube for the first 30 minutes of every live. So it'll be 30 minutes on the tube before TikTok gets started. So if you want to be a part of it in the beginning, you're going to want to follow on the tube, because that's where I'll be going live first. Anyways, you guys are amazing just the way you are, and I love you all very much. Stay safe, stay healthy. Remember to sing, laugh, dance, smile. Do something that makes you happy. Bye, guys. Goodbye, YouTube. You guys are awesome. Love you.